All right, what's up, y'all? So listen, I'm over here trying to. I told somebody I would share them the link when we went live, but I need to make our intro a little bit longer. I was over there struggling, like it wasn't working. It was moving slow. I said, "Man, what is going on?" So here I am, still trying to send this to someone because I was like, they was like, "What's the link?" I'm like, "Listen, you can't just type it in yourself." But that's okay. So I'm sending it. Done. All right, here we go. Welcome to If You Like It, I Love It. It's your favorite candy lady, Miss I Candy, and I have my co-host, Miss Karma Fox, in the building.
Boop, 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 boop. We here.
That's right.
We
That's
here.
right. All
We
right,
are
y'all.
here.
We here, and I got notes. I got graphics and videos, and I got Derrick Jaxn. That's right. I spent the last
That's right.
4 hours at work watching it.
Woo!
And stopping and pausing. Oh, girl, I was like, I don't want to watch this. But then Karma was working, so she wasn't paying me no attention. I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
Listen, I know I purposely ignored you because it didn't matter. I had to sit there and watch that 2 weeks ago. You were going to swallow that. I was not letting you live that down because that was a tough watch.
Girl, such a tough watch. But even
Such a
before
tough
we
one.
even go into it, let's talk about our praise report. Because Karma sent me something that I think is going to be her praise report. And I think she needs to share with you guys. So, Karma, what are we praising the Lord for today?
I officially got my graduation application email today for my conferral day of October 13th. So I had to go ahead and fill that out real quick because your girl is down to 5 weeks left. And then we are up out of here and we return back in January for our master's program. Amen.
Y'all really realize that seriously, since we start doing this, she just got back in school and she about to graduate.
I told you I only had 3 classes and I was not fucking around. I took them accelerated 5 weeks and said I'm up the fuck through here. Done.
Yes, that's amazing.
I'm done.
That's beautiful. Congratulations. That's awesome. We're going to have a graduation party or something to celebrate Karma because this is an accomplishment, something that she has put off and she got done. So
I
I'm
got it done. And so the ceremony is in December. They have graduation, like April, May, and then, depending on the university, but this one will be in December. So I'll probably do something around then for graduation. So, thank you.
Okay, and I'm passing my beautiful praise report along to one of my homegirls. So let me just give her praise and I'm gonna explain why I passed it along. So my girl Rachel Wynn has officially locked and got the keys and took off the vinyl to her sign to her new makeup studio. Okay, guys, it is downtown Cincinnati on Main Street, like where the business is popping. This is a Black-owned business, a beauty brand where we can go and get the beat. Y'all know whenever I do get like for real beat, I go to her. I don't do it. So and me and one of our friends have been like fighting over the rights to who has been rocking with her the longest. She likes to say, listen, I was there when she was creating her own makeup line and testing out samples on me. I was like, girl, I was back when she was pulling out the stuff from high school, making liner, like black liner on my lips and giving me orange eyeshadow when she wasn't even into doing like a makeup artist shit. I was the real touch dummy. Had me looking like a prostitute from the 80s, okay? For real. I was the real test dummy. But
she's Rachel Ray Wynn on Facebook, right?
yes, Rachel Ray Wynn on Facebook. And then she has, it's called VTHEE Makeup Room on Facebook. You can get with them. They are taking appointments for this weekend. The grand opening is September 16th. We have been in there painting. We have been building stuff, cleaning. And I'm a real friend because I've been going, okay, to actually help the building process. But the reason that I wanted to pass this on is number one, I'm so proud of her. This has been a vision of hers for so very, very long. Plus, I'm a type of person where I like to celebrate my friends when they're up. one really serious life lesson I learned in life is everybody ain't your friend. And I learned that by some people not celebrating me in my seasons when I were up. Like they was rocking with me when I was they was rocking with me. And they was definitely there for the tea when I was going through shit. But when I was happy and accelerating in my height and going, it was like they had an issue. I'm not that person. So this girl is doing big, big things. And I am so proud of her. And I'm rooting for her. I will be there. I will receptionist, answer phones. I can't do no makeup, but I will sweep and clean whatever she got until she got her staff in place. You probably will see me because I rock with her and I love her. So again, congratulations. All praises due. Black owned business, Black woman doing it for herself. So proud. I love you. It's amazing.
And I put her information in the chat. So please go follow Rachel Ray Wynn for all of your makeup needs on Facebook.
Yes, please do. In Cincinnati, y'all go and get cute. Okay, we're gonna be cute now. Okay, we're gonna be real cute. She already.
And even if you ain't in Cincinnati, you could tap that goddamn follow button. You can like and share.
Oh, and you definitely can. And when you come to the city, that's where you go to get your man. There you go.
You know where you're going.
That you know where to go. Okay, so
we follow people out of town all the time, just in case I come.
Don't we? We do. A lot of people from out of town. So I'm talking to the local people. Y'all need to make sure y'all supporting, but the out of town people support as well. Now let me tell y'all somebody that's going through some stuff. Okay, hot topic wise, because you know how we was talking about these microphones getting thrown at people. Another microphone.
Right, with Cardi.
Yeah, with Cardi, because she threw it twice. So another microphone has been thrown. And this time it was thrown by none other than 50 Cent. All right. The Neighborhood Talk reports that 50 Cent threw his mic during the show in Los Angeles and ended up hitting a female in the head. The victim says she's currently in the emergency room. One young lady saw it and she had tweeted, 50 Cent just threw his mic hard and it hit a girl in the face. It was all bloody, getting sued. Yeah. And I think it's I'm sad for the young lady for getting hit, but I think somebody getting sued, 50 Cent is a good person for it to happen to.
I'm not a fan of 50 Cent and the way that I honestly think he does too much cyberbullying for me. So I'm not a fan of 50 Cent. I'm sure the video will surface on TMZ soon. I can't imagine what happened that you threw a whole microphone in her face that hard. But you know, we'll see. We'll see when you cut.
And then Karma, this is the young lady who got hit. So we got the picture of what's going on. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a lawsuit happening. And 50 knows about suing, as Tierra Marie. So you know, hopefully she gets in here.
Girl, now I would have told the judge that my entire brain hurt and it's gonna hurt forever. I just said my forehead and my brain hurt. He hit my spinal cord when he hit it that far.
Yeah.
Where I've been up in that jury with one eye open, I would have had a patch on, everything. You hear me? The works. You hear me? The works.
Yes. Girl, get him. And 50 pay her money.
Yeah.
Pay her money.
I wouldn't stop until I own his Stars television shows. Absolutely.
I am not upset about that. Wait a minute. She said, in his defense, the forehead is hard to miss.
And so will that check. That check gonna be hard to miss.
It's okay. He shouldn't have threw the microphone. You should have learned from Cardi. We ain't even heard nothing more about the Cardi case. I wonder if Cardi
it was dropped. It was dropped. I think that came out like a couple days or a week after that.
You think she settled? She was settled? You think she settled?
I don't know what she did, but it was dropped. It ain't make it to litigation.
Nah, she threw that microphone. That girl got some money.
Probably, I would. I would, because I ain't got time to be paying for lawyer fees and court fees too. Just cut me the check. We call it a day.
Right.
I'm okay with
that. Me and you both. Okay, so let's go into a couple of more hot topics. I'm gonna start light. It was something that was, it was upsetting, but I was with her the whole time. This was our viral video. People was talking about this. I'm not a tennis girl, right? I only paid attention to tennis when Venus and Serena was playing, and I was really just watching just to watch. I didn't know what I was watching. I know Serena, when she hit that ball, she be like, ugh! Like she make that noise. She hit it hard. But I used to like watching these powerful Black women. So we got a new up and coming powerful Black woman playing some tennis, and she had a little conflict with the Empire person, that the sitting Empire person. So let's watch this video real quick.
She's never ready when I'm serving. She went over the clock like 4 times. You gave her time violation once. How is this fair? No, you're calling the score after the point is over. It's not like we're playing 1 point. You're calling the score like 6 seconds after the point is over.
Yeah, she's 100% right.
You missed her like 4 times. She's never ready. It's not like we're having 30-ball rallies. It's 2 balls. She's going to. I'm not going. I'm going a normal speed. Ask any ref here. I go at medium pace speed. But she can't. It's every single point. And everybody in this crowd knows you're not doing the job. I've been quiet the whole match. Why do you think they clapped when you gave her a time violation? She's been missing for like 6 points. Not first set, every game. Second set, every game. I didn't say nothing, but now it's ridiculous. I don't care what she's doing on her serve, but my serve, she has to be ready.
Okay, well said. As if she didn't have the crowd on her side enough.
Well, she spoke her piece.
Yeah,
she was right.
Boiling.
Invested. I was invested the whole entire night. That's all I did was watch Coco clips and follow her on TikTok, and I was here for it. Apparently there was
Coco Guff. How do you say her last name?
I don't know. I just call her Miss Chocolate Coco. Miss Coco. Miss Coco had to be the player and the umpire. Mm-hmm. And apparently the rules are, and I may be a little bit wrong here because I watch tennis. Like I know the point system, but I don't know every single rule. Mm-hmm. I never saw this rule because I guess it doesn't normally happen, but they have 24 seconds to serve it. And the other person does have to be ready, so you can't like serve super fast. But Coco's point was she was served in medium, so like at maybe the 14, 15 second mark. And then old girl would be sitting here saying she's not ready, getting her towel, basically trying to slow down the game. And the umpire was calling, the ref was calling the points. They're supposed to call it right after the serving or the back and forth is done, and she was waiting to call. So there was a couple of rules broken, and Mo said that it was supposed to slow down the game and get in Coco's head, and Coco said not today. And she went up there and basically told that lady how to do her job. Okay. And then later on, there was another clip where she was trying to take an illegal break, her opponent, and apparently, if you step over to the side, you're not allowed to sit. Though you can get water, you can use your towel, you can get a little snack, but you're not allowed to sit. That's considered an illegal break. So she was sitting down too, and Coco had to tell the ref about that too. So Coco had a couple of jobs that night, and one of those jobs was being a ref, a player, and then winning that motherfucking match, because that's exactly what she did. She won that match,
and she won. And it was funny because when I saw the video, I commented like, "I don't know nothing about tennis, but she right." She was always right.
She could have been wrong. I still would have went for it. I'd have been like, well, she said it with confidence, and I liked it.
I know she did. She said it with straight confidence. Yeah, I feel like they used to mess.
I don't care what she doing on her serve, but on mine, she need to be ready. That's all I need to hear.
She said that she need to be ready.
I understood that loud and clear.
And one thing I know from interviews, they used to mess with Venus and Serena. So I know they still doing that in 2023. So y'all, we gonna have to get back into tennis for real and start supporting our young lady Coco, because I ain't like the way that ref is trying her.
Naomi still play too. She had took a break for her mental health. I believe she back in there too now. So yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's get back. Let's get back to support.
Let's get back into it.
Okay. I'm ready to talk about this situation. I don't know if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop. However, a recent episode, I guess that was leaked. I haven't watched this season at all, and I keep saying I'm going to, but I don't. I don't know if my mind just is not with the ratchet of it right now, but I just haven't, and I really need to watch it because Scrappy and Bam divorced, Erica and Safari divorced. Sierra got a new face. Like, it's just a lot going on. I need to watch it and see, what's up. But a clip that was leaked was something with Erica Mena and Spice going back and forth. So y'all know Erica Mena and Safari has divorced. Erica Mena has painted Safari out to be the ultimate F-boy. which it seems that he is. He's supposedly been linked with dating Amara La Negra from Love and Marriage. I mean, I love, what is it? Not Love and Marriage, Love and Hip Hop Miami. He's also supposedly reached out to Sierra, who is Erica's friend, trying to holler at her. It's just been a mess, a whole hot mess. But it seems that Spice might have a little soft spot for Safari, and that made Erica feel a certain kind of way. So we get a nice little clip of these two ladies going back and forth, and Erica ended up saying something that she's getting a lot of backlash for. So let's watch this clip and then let's discuss.
But why did you feel the need to compare us, though? Because at the time,
any woman would have.
And why? Why would you compare?
You're friends, and he felt that way. I was his wife, and he felt nothing.
That don't have nothing to do with me. If he felt nothing for you, like, so it's just confusing.
So
like,
you're telling
why?
me if you were in my shoes, you're telling me you wouldn't feel no type of way as a woman?
What do you mean if I was in your shoes? In what way? What do you mean? Because I feel like your problem is, Erica, you feel like you're the first woman to be divorced. That's the problem. Really? I feel like you're acting like you're the first woman to be divorced, and you're the first woman that's left with 2 children to fend for. I've been doing it for 14 years. Welcome to the club.
Girl, I've been doing it for
nowhere.
16.
Okay?
16.
Okay, with your son that don't like you. My son loves me.
How do you know
let's talk about that. Stop always making it about you. That's what I'm talking. You said I know that, right? That's what you said. Started the conversation and say hello.
Grace is officially disgrace in my book. This woman was given a second chance at life by God. And here she is choosing to use that second chance at life to come at me and my son. It just speaks volumes on who she is. Once you cross the line and speak on my kids, just know we will forever have beef.
These bitches ain't just shaking tables, they flipping them. What the?
That bitch should have died. You want to mention my kid? You should have died, bitch.
Yo, open the f***ing door. Let me out. Let me out. I'm gonna f***ing mash up in here. Let me out, bitch. Your son hates you. Your son hates you, bitch. You monkey. You f***ing blue monkey.
Eric, I cannot believe you. You just called this girl a monkey and then said she should have died. What type of is this? You have Jamaican children. Would you like if somebody called your children monkeys?
Okay, so people are in uproar
That silence was loud. Why did it?
about Erica calling Spice a blue monkey. So I do feel both ladies were hitting below the belt. I'm not gonna excuse Spice for some of the stuff she said. One thing I do notice that we don't really know a lot about Erica Mena's oldest child, right? She has, I don't know if she's protected that or if his father's protected that or her parents protect that. Like, it's been so many different stories. I don't know the reason why we don't see him, why we don't know about him, or, like what that situation is. But there's a reason behind it. So whenever someone does mention her son, she always flips out and don't play that about her son. So I will say that she's been true to that since she's been introduced. Erica has called Black women monkeys before. If you guys have paid attention to Love and Hip Hop and the history, this is not the first time that she's done that. So I don't know why people were shocked about it. I haven't been a fan of Erica Mena since she came on Love and Hip Hop. I know that she was on the Kardashians. I didn't watch the Kardashians, so I don't know about that. But she came on Love and Hip Hop New York, and I didn't like her then. She was like coming at Chrissy, Yandy, somebody. I just didn't like. It was like she was new and she was coming with like a whole bunch of rah-rah. And it was like, girl, sit down. Like, who are you? I just didn't see it for her then. And then as seasons go on, I saw how she treated people, how she talked to people, how she couldn't sing, act like she could, try to use people for that. Like, I just did not like Erica. I'm sorry. I know she used to mess with DJ Envy when he was married. And then she outed him for messing with her while he was married. But you knew he was married and you messed with him anyway. So why wouldn't you stay in a side chick place? That irritated me. But, long story short, I haven't seen it for Erica Mena, period. So when she got with Safari, I didn't care. I definitely felt bad for her when they broke up because Safari just seemed like a really, really trash dude. That she was having these babies and pregnant, and he just wasn't there. But the blue monkey comment, right? It's on brand for Erica Mena to me. So I got mad when she said monkey before. I'm not about to get emotional about it now. I just don't like Erica Mena. I don't know why y'all like her this long. So I'm gonna let Karma let her have it about this blue monkey comment, because if you go back to some years ago, I already cussed Erica Mena out for calling somebody monkey. I'm not about to repeat myself. Go ahead, Karma. What do you think about
Well, you know, I'm gonna broaden this discussion. I don't know what this hot take is gonna look like in the comment section, but I actually am very indifferent about her comment, and that is because we have a habit with what this cancel culture bullshit is, where we pick and choose what needs to be canceled. So Cardi B ain't canceled. Cardi B ain't canceled, right? Everybody forgave Cardi B. Cardi B can move on, right? So Cardi B has had serious documentation of some of the things that she said that was problematic. She's still popping, right? Erica Mena, you know, however you feel about her choices in men or some of her behavior on Love and Hip Hop, right? In this particular situation, you know, everybody knows that a children is a hot button topic.
Right.
And when you provoke and push people with your words, there are times where there's no limitation on how far they will go. That doesn't make it right. That just makes it reality. Even if it wasn't a racist comment, right? Because that's what, see, the racist comments will get certain people canceled, but not everybody. I guess it depends on the talent that you bring to the table. Because like I said, Cardi B is still on the table, right? But people do this in everyday life, right? We be petty. And if you get into it with your man, you try to make jokes that make him seem like he gay. And that's homophobic. I'm guilty of it at times too, just to play on people's fragile masculinity, right? And then there's other people that will say something that's below the belt, and that's misogyny. So everybody says things that's below the belt that may be able to harm another community when they go back and forth in these arguments. What I'm trying to figure out is how's Erica Mena on the chopping block, but Cardi B is not. And until that's consistent, I don't have shit to say. I don't give a damn. Y'all know who Erica Mena was?
I'm not
Erica Mena continue.
I'm like, this is new for her. To me, it's like, I feel like
the problem?
It's not new.
Y'all let Tekashi 6ix9ine continue, be on here, calling people this, you know, Nicki Minaj want to make a song with him, whatever, until he snitch, that's when it's a problem, right? So we do outrage, you know, mad about certain things. So until everybody gets on one accord and decide what the hell cancel culture is and what are you trying to consistently hold accountable and how do people redeem themselves equally, I don't give a damn. I don't care for Erica Mena prior to this. It changed nothing for me about her, right? So this whole thing of cancel Erica Mena, I already didn't care for her as a person.
Right.
It was the way she moved made me not care for her. So I already was done.
Yeah. The thing is, she said monkey before. Like, the same exact offense has already happened and they didn't cancel it in. So what's the purpose now? Like, I'm not about to fight that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not about to fight with the people on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram comments talking about y'all gonna keep Erica Mena on Love and Hip Hop. Y'all been keeping her on. And the real question is why Black people are not gatekeeping enough, and y'all keep letting these people that are people of color but not Black sit on Black shows and disrespect y'all.
Right.
And until y'all do that, I don't give a damn about Erica Mena calling somebody a monkey. I don't. That's what happens. Y'all got the behavior has been going on. These are the repercussions. But I tell you who I'm not canceling, Spice.
Oh yeah, I'm not canceling Spice.
I'm not canceling Spice. That was a distasteful comment, but I'm not canceling Spice. Period.
Yeah, I'm not
canceling Black women as a totality. I will hold them accountable and give people space to grow.
Now, I will say to Spice, you have children. Like, as someone with children, remember that, because again, when we see 4 episodes down the line and somebody comes for your kids, don't get up in uproar when you're able to do it to somebody else. Remember that and keep that same energy.
And I don't even understand, and maybe I got to watch the clip again later because I don't even understand how she got to that comment. I was 100% with Spice when she said you act as if you're the first woman to get divorced and you have 2 kids. Absolutely, Erica. Right. You are acting as if you are about to die. And guess what? I'm sure DJ Envy White felt like that too when your ass slid her on her
husband. Come on.
And
Come
so
on.
these are what we call them consequences.
Consequences
Your
to your action.
This is the consequence. We're tired of hearing about it. We're tired of this back and forth. We're tired of it. You know, Sephora's a hoe. He been a hoe. He's still been a hoe.
You
Move
divorced
on
him.
and get over it.
Once
Start
the
your healing
divorce
process.
was final, you gave us this whole ass viral wannabe moment when you got your divorce papers. Running in circles. It's final. Who he decides to put his peen in now ain't your business. Like, who
and whoever he did during your marriage, guess what? It's over now.
Yeah,
so even this Sierra situation, all of this, I don't know if she needs to take a break from Love and Hip Hop for a year or so to not be in the same confined space as him, not to be involved in that environment to start healing. But at this point, baby, as somebody that just watches it for entertainment, even though it's your real life, we sick of that storyline.
Yeah, we are. And the thing is, too, like, as somebody that went through all of that, anything I find out now about that happened then don't even matter to me because I am divorced. Like, what am I going to do? Re-divorce him? Like, it's over.
Re-traumatize yourself and re-cuss him out and re-cuss other people out instead of moving accordingly. Your trauma is traumatizing the room at this point. You look traumatized. It's time to just move on and start your healing process and heal. It was a lot you had to endure. And it happens. It happens to everybody. But Spice was 100% right to remind her, talking about, well, if you were in my shoes, DJ Envy wife.
Mm-hmm.
Was in your shoes. Stop acting as if you're the only person that has been through this. Nicki Minaj was with her for a whole entire decade plus.
Yes, not only did you sleep with her man knowing he was married, you decided afterwards to out the shit, to re-traumatize
and embarrass.
Yeah,
you know
that. Why do we have sympathy for you?
You didn't want to do that.
And there's always, again, it happens. Consequences.
You wanted the whole world to know. You could have went to her DM and told her.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're embarrassed on a public platform. See how that work? You embarrassed that lady. Because, see, I'm not the one that just blamed that chick, but you embarrassed that lady because it was another way you could have told her.
But the reason why in this situation I'm gonna blame
she couldn't wait to tell everybody that, and there was another way that she could have handled that. One, not sleeping with him, or two, what the fuck it was. So I don't even know what she was for.
Exactly. Yeah, you messed with him, but then how did it feel when your husband Safari was messing with other women? Again, you know what it feels like now.
I don't have time to blame side chicks. Side chicks did not agree to the commitment or union you have. Because of womanhood in general, and people define that differently, it is not my job to tell other women how they should police themselves, govern themselves, or their own morality. If you prefer to be a side chick, that is their personal preference of identity. I have a problem with it only because you're causing someone who is an unknown person trauma. That they didn't agree to, and you could just do this as a single person. You don't have to commit somebody else's trauma, but the totality of responsibility as far as the relationship to me is on the man. So I didn't care that DJ Envy got in trouble. I cared that as a woman, you still didn't even have enough audacity or just enough sympathy to tell her individually. You had to out it to everybody and embarrass her, and now you're being embarrassed on Love and Hip Hop, and it's very unfortunate. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. This is just the consequences of your actions. And there is some, I feel Spice was saying that Erica said that her and her son had issues.
Right. And
she was talking over Spice, but Spice, I don't know.
Talking about something that Erica might have told her in confidence. Because again, Erica does not tell us a lot about that son. But still, for me, it's hard for me to have sympathy for Erica when she's put out so much venom and hate to other people's lives. Like when you put pain on somebody and trauma on somebody, when it comes to your turn, why you want me to feel sorry for you? Like, all right, it's just your turn. And again, I agree with Spice on you ain't the first woman to get divorced. You ain't the first woman to get cheated on. You ain't the first woman to have to raise her kids by her motherfucking self. It happens. I'm not saying it's right, but you don't get special treatment because it happened to you. It happened to a whole bunch of us. I have this conversation with a single mother friend of mine who makes it seem like everybody's supposed to be at her beck and call and drop their life and do this, that, and the other because she's a single mother. You ain't the first one. And other people have lives. Their lives don't stop because you have to figure out childcare, or you can't go out to the club now because you have your kid. Your parents' lives don't stop. They raise their fucking kids. So it's not their responsibility to drop what they got going because you got something to do. Yes, we want our parents to be grandparents and love on their grandkids, but it's not their responsibility. They're not entitled to stop their lives because you want to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't the first person that parents said no. So again, stop making it seem like you different and other people not. Figure it out, make it happen, and get over it. Nobody want to hear it over and over and over and over and over again, especially people that's going through the same shit. I'm a single mama too. You don't think I got struggles? You know what I mean? So for somebody like Eric Mena to be talking to somebody like Bobby that's been dealing with it for a really long time, girl, I've been doing this. Why you keep talking to me about this? That's how Spice felt. Like, shut up. Because I've been in this situation.
I do think, and again, I think that, and me nor you have watched the season, we only have that clip, but it sounds as if Erica Mena was trying to explain how she felt about people still having relationship with Safari, because that seems to be her storyline as well. Continue to have relationship with Safari after what he's done to her. And so I do have a level of sympathy for Erica, because I don't want people to have to touch the stove to know it's hot. I hate for you to have to do all the fuck shit for you to figure out there's another option to do it. I have sympathy for you for that. I don't have empathy, like I can't necessarily feel, but I don't want you to have to go through that. She looks like she's super. I don't like to talk about looks, but she just does. She looks stressed.
She looks very stressed.
She looks like she's lost some weight. She just looks like she's carrying a lot on her. And so I wouldn't like that. It looked like she having a mental breakdown every other scene on Love and Hip Hop about Safari situation. So I do hope for
heal. Go heal. Let this stuff go, because all you doing is
have done this same thing. It's selective for me.
Yeah. You glitching. You was freezing. Okay. I think I got you.
Yeah, go heal, baby doll. Go focus on you.
Move the pop can. Bring it back up. Let me see where you are.
You got me back.
Bring the pop can up. Let's see. Let's catch up.
Can you see me?
I can see you. You just froze for a minute, came back. You was like glitched.
I look like Mitch the Glitch. Mitch McConnell.
Right. Stop it and look.
Look like you're doing a mute challenge with Beyonce. Mitch the Glitch.
God. Okay. Let's get at. Okay, let me get this out the way, child. Let me get this out the way. Then I can get to some more fun talk conversation. Derrick Jaxn, self-proclaimed relationship guru, was on the Dear Future Wifey podcast show. Now, y'all remember, what's his name? Laterris Whitfield actually had Derrick Jaxn's wife, Danae Jaxn, on the show a couple months back, right? So I guess he wanted to open up his platform for Derrick to be able to tell his side, because people say there's three sides to a story: his, hers, and the truth, which is somewhere in between. So Derrick Jaxn did a 2-part interview where he is basically giving us his side of the demise of his marriage with Danae. I uploaded one clip. I will show y'all this. I was trying to upload another one, but I was getting too many glitches. So this is the one that went, this one watching. I don't even know which one it is. So let's just see. And then we will talk about this interview.
How she told me she found out, I'm not sure exactly if this is it, but she went and got a new phone. It was logged into my Google Cloud because we haven't logged into each other's email. And that allowed her to see everything. And I'm like, again, I'm kind of freaky. So I was recording a lot of stuff. Yeah, I was just recording a lot of stuff. I like to see it or whatever. I like that better than porn, TMI. But
you say you like to see yourself.
I like to see myself. I'm inspired by me in that regard. So she saw all of that. And regardless of how she found it, man, I just was like, it's like, what the F am I thinking?
Covers my wife properly.
When I made up to just get engaged with her, I had burnt all the bridges.
Oh, you did?
But the thing was, with me, my boundaries were loose. At
Explain.
best.
Because
So
people need to understand. I had bad boundaries when I was married. So I just want to hear what you consider a bad boundary.
So I may have a woman that I slept with before, even in our singleness. I may have a woman I have sexual history with before, and I have no problem carrying on small talk. That's one boundary.
Right.
Going out where I knew somebody else was going to be there, that's a loose boundary. It's like, somebody that you had sexual history with is at this place. There was one situation where a girl that I had some sexual history with, she did some work down in Atlanta, so she was flying in way before she had asked me to give her some books or something like that. And I kept that commitment to meet up with her and give her books instead of telling her or just telling her, no, things have changed since the last time. So these are the types of things that I didn't notice until way later that Ne-yo would see or have whatever and have problem with.
Of course.
Because even if a girl is hitting me up saying, D, my mom loves your stuff. My colleague, is a fan of yours. And I reply oh man, thanks. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Hope everything is well. The Ne-yo sees that out the corner of her eye, or when she goes to my phone and says he's talking to women.
Yep.
So for somebody who hasn't healed, it's triggering all over again. But in my mind, I ain't smashing these women.
So let me just give y'all my opinion of this interview, right? I feel like Derrick Jaxn studied Ne-yo's interview very hard, and I feel like he gave an interview to respond to her stuff, to kind of combat everything she said. I feel like it was real clever, the way he was able to try to paint her out to be like a kind of a bad person, but also try to throw little compliments in there too to make it seem like he was a good person. I didn't see a lot of accountability with Derrick Jaxn. A lot of, well, I felt like this and this is why I did it. I do understand she felt like this, but she was treating me like this and this is why I did it. And then he would be like, but it's not right. But she did this though. Like he had to just keep saying Ne-yo versus just what you did. You were the person that was telling women what to look for, what not to date, but you were being this in your relationship with Ne-yo. That is what we're saying, period. You know what I'm saying? You were selling us something that wasn't true. People didn't know you were married. I did because I followed you closely because I was trying to book you for something. So I knew you were married, but a lot of people didn't know you were married because you did not talk about your marriage like that. I just didn't. It felt like a lot of gaslighting to me, and I hate being gaslit. So watching it was so hard. It was so hard because it just felt like this dude is really trying to gaslight me. Like, I don't care about her, being upset with you because you cheated on her. And now you have to work back and build her trust and y'all got to heal. You were upset that you cheated and she didn't just all of a sudden want to welcome you with open arms and we're lovey-dovey. So your reaction to her being upset still was to cheat again. And then you would stop for, as you said, like a week or two or maybe a month and then cheat again. Like, then he would paint her out to be a bad mother in a sense. I just didn't like it. And the thing is with Ne-yo, we clearly see this lady has problems. She still needs to heal. She trying to get a bag, whatever is the issue. But I didn't like it. I felt like he was trying to gaslight me, and it just made me mad. It just made me so mad. I took notes though. He cheated within the first year of the marriage. He got married in 2018. In January, he cheated before the end of the year. He talked about the struggles of separation. The kids wanted to see him, but they were at the mercy of Ne-yo's anger at the time. So he couldn't see his children. What else did I put? He was not good with boundaries. He had lunch with a female a week after his wedding. Right after his wedding, he went to lunch with the female that was interested in him, but he didn't do nothing. But he went out to lunch with her 1 week after getting married. Got a haircut from a former Smash buddy. He said he felt like she was butch now, so it didn't matter. But he used to smash her, so he went to get his haircut. I got another one. What else? He said his mother-in-law was too involved in their marriage. He also said the bonnet of salvation, he didn't feel that she needed makeup or anything because she was beautiful to him. He won't talk about her looks. He said, I guess when people was talking about how her body to salvation was really, really bad, and I see why he cheated, because she looked a mess. He said, it's not about looks that makes a man cheat. It was about his character or lack thereof, which I agree with. Anything you want to say, Karma? Those are my notes for Mr. Derrick Jaxn.
A couple of things.
Okay.
First and foremost, this goes back to a few shows ago when I tell people to be cautious of relationship gurus, because I don't really believe in expert relationship people. And he is a prime example of that. What makes Derrick Jaxn dangerous, and let me go ahead and take this one on the chin, because who did you have that was crazy? That was a Leo. And he was like, he don't represent us.
Funky
Who was there last show? Funky Donnie. I'm going to have to take on Derrick Jaxn. He is a Cancer. His birthday is 3 days after mine. We're born in the same year. And one thing that makes Derrick Jaxn just dangerous overall, but if you believe in zodiac signs, is that, you know, Cancers are very empathetic and emotionally intelligent and can use that to our detriment to be manipulative. What makes Derrick Jaxn dangerous is because he knows exactly what to say, when to say it, very charming, can come off authentic, and can come off sincere, and has the self-awareness or understanding enough to know when something is right or wrong. He's extremely manipulative, right? And so even while watching that, I think what really was compelling to me was how Danae stayed that long. You know, sometimes we'll watch things and we be like, I don't see what you saw in Ralph Drew. Like, I'm not seeing the other side of him that made you necessarily want him on Roll, right? But with Derrick Jaxn, I can totally see how you feel for him. I can totally see how he charmed you. I can totally understand how he knew exactly what to say and when to say it. I can see all of that, and how he was able to use her vulnerability to his advantage to become sort of like a chameleon and kind of morph into what she needed him to look like or be. For him to do what he wanted to do. What was very interesting was at the top of the interview, he talked about being a commentator, I guess, at CNN and doing some activism work, but it was very performative because he only did it on social media. And then he decided, he wrote some books and people started asking him some questions. So he kind of fell into this work. This wasn't a passion of his. And I also found it interesting that one thing he said consistently in the beginning when he talked about his childhood to his platform is that he likes attention. And that seems to be where this roots from. A lot of some of the things of what he does is that he likes the attention. And I think one thing I did not hear him say, and let me know if I'm wrong, anything about therapy, anything about how he is going to unpack and possibly look into, you know, whatever's wrong with him, because it might be some narcissism there. It's definitely narcissistic traits, but I don't know what that he may want to look into. I did not hear him discuss his healing process, because Derrick thinks he knows everything.
Yes, he does.
And that's the issue. He thinks he knows everything. And so I don't believe he's going to be able to really grow and transform if the only advice he hears is his own about what to do. I don't think he'll be able to heal. The only time
he talked about therapy was marriage therapy and like spiritual.
Correct, but Danae, I believe, said in her interview that she requested them to possibly go to marriage counseling. But even if he requested it, I don't think it was a sincere attempt to transform. I think it was just pacifying to be able to, you know, get what he felt was beneficial from her at that particular time in marriage. So he's extremely dangerous. I think he thinks he knows what he already knows, and I think the only advice he hears is the things in his head, and he's not challenged on any of his actual behaviors because he believes he already knows what to do. But the question is, if you know better, then why aren't you doing better?
Right. I agree.
So I haven't followed that man in years, so and the fact that he still has millions of women on his platform is so concerning.
The funny thing is, so as I'm watching the interview, I have to keep pausing it because when I was watching it at work, but number two, I would get frustrated. So I'll have to take a break and I'll come back and take a break. And it was funny because my coworker was in there with me watching it too. So she was seeing it too. But I would look at the comments, and although some people was calling him out, it was a lot of people like, "Ooh, it's so nice that he gave his award. He was so sincere. You know, people make mistakes, and it's good to hear his side because she need to take some accountability too." I was like, "Oh my god!"
because a lot of people have dated in the past narcissists and people that are like Derrick, and the difference with Derrick is that, well, I don't know if there's a difference, because one of the things narcissists can come off with is very charming.
Yes.
If you haven't healed or understand enough, you would miss the signs too, honestly. And my concern with the women that follow his platform is that you are listening to someone who listens to us and pacifies what you're saying. Mm-hmm. They take in what we talk about in our girl chats and our conversations and our podcasts on Black Woman TikTok, and then they come up with talking points and they regurgitate it back.
Mm-hmm. They know how to say it the right. And it's the same thing that triggers certain women to hear from it from a guy. I think it took me to watch this interview, the second part, because the first part really didn't get into it like the second part did. To watch, to see how he does study stuff and respond to it. He studied that girl's interview. He studied everything Danae said, and then he got up there and he would say stuff like,
"I know he studied."
Yeah, he'll be like, "I don't know if she said this on her interview, but da 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 da," and you know she said that on the interview. Like it was just so bruh,
because you're very calculated. And you thoughtfully, and I know this because that's what cancers do, because I'm a Cancer. I will study and think about things and look at it, and I'll watch it a couple times to make sure I can respond to each point that you're putting out. So I know he looked at it because it was like a verbatim story response to Danae Jackson's original interview. And so, that's what makes him dangerous. You know what he's like? He's like the dudes that, and this is one of the mistakes we make as women dating, and asking, "Hey, what are you looking for in a guy?" And then you give them every single trait they need. And then they sit here for the next 3 to 6 months, and they sit here and act like everything you said on that checklist, and then until the mask falls off, and then you see who they truly are authentically. And that's what's happening with these relationship gurus.
Yep.
They just sat here and watch and take shit and act like it's new and give it back and sell classes and become life coaches and all this extra shit. It's all bullshit.
I saw a TikTok video where a girl was like, she was on a date with a guy, it was good or whatever. Then he finally asked them one question: "What is it that you look for in a guy?" And she said, "Well, you know what I mean? I know what it is. I just want to get to know what you are. And if you do match, I'll let you know." And I was like, girl, that's gonna have to be the line, because no ma'am. We're not doing this. We're not doing this manipulation, gaslighting, wasting my time. We're not doing that. We're not doing it.
And a lot of these content creators are, though. They sit here and they watch TikToks and demographics and Facebook posts and Twitter threads and Reddit threads, and they see, what they can adapt to and what people's thoughts already are, and they sprinkle some shit on there, and then people be like, "See, he get it, she get it, this da 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 da," and it's like, no, they don't. They're saying the same shit in the comment section,
right?
And giving it back to you, and that validates your thoughts and your own actions and standards. He ain't saying shit new.
If only people use their power for good and not evil, because that takes a lot of work to be able to study what people say and to be able, you know what I mean? Like, if only you use your power for good. If only. Damn. All right. Anyway, the past. Moving on. The past.
Well, our prayer is, because it was a Christian podcast. Oh, girl, yeah.
Let's go to the past, y'all. Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. Or let me say it right. Todd Tucker and Kandi Burruss, because I think this Todd is moving, Kandi supporting. Got a new movie out streaming on Peacock right now called The Past, starring Drew Sidora and what's the dude's name? What's his name? Rob Riley and Erica Peoples. All right. So It's okay. I don't want to give y'all spoilers alert. It's about a husband and a wife who discuss a hall pass, and they give each other a hall pass, and everything unravels. Right? Hall passes if you let your spouse or your partner have a one night physical with someone else, right? They gave each other a hall pass, and this was the unravel of the hall pass. Has a nice little plot twist going on, and it's cute. I peeped it early on. If you were actually a Housewife fan, you actually saw behind the scenes to kind of know what happens in the twists and turns of the movie a little bit. But I thought it was a cute movie. What I will say is Drew Sidora was being Drew Sidora. So it was so weird. It was like me watching Drew Sidora play Drew Sidora. You know what I mean? Like facials, the tone.
It was her biopic.
Yeah,
it was her biopic.
It was like watching her on Housewives, but just watching her story and not nobody else. No more ensembles, just Drew. It was crazy. I think it was made well. The story was good. You know what I mean? I was invested enough to, as I'm watching it, I'm talking to the characters. I'm the person that when I watch movies, I got a lot to say. Like, run, girl. Oh my God. Why would you do that? That is so stupid. Like, that'd be me. So I definitely did that in watching the movie. So it was good to me. Watch it, y'all, so we can actually really, really talk about it. What did you think, Karma, of the movie?
So we ain't doing no spoil. I'ma just say this. Can I say that without spoiling it? Let me think about that. I probably can't, but just know when I said yesterday, hopefully you'll see that apply when you watch the movie, when we talk about Rolla.
It looked like,
because that's honestly how I feel.
It made us feel like
that.
Okay.
Art
so
has a funny way of
y'all, is a lot of behind the scene scheming. And what's going on the Housewives of Atlanta seems to be a lot of behind the scenes scheming. And they aligning. So watch it so we can talk about it. That's what but I did think it was a good movie. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was a good movie? Was it
I feel like you just gave it away. I feel like you just gave that out.
Did I? I tried not to.
You did. I feel like you kind of gave that with the behind the scenes plot. That right there. Cat's out the bag. Spoiler alert. I feel like that kind of gave it away. Now they're gonna watch it and be looking for the team.
They're gonna watch it looking for it. They're gonna watch it looking for it now, for sure.
They're gonna watch it looking for it, so you just gave away the plot.
The best thing a man could do. Female always start off. Oh, okay. About Derrick Jaxn. Yeah. So okay, question. Could you see yourself giving your partner a pass?
To what? Go outside?
Yeah.
You mean like to go to UDS?
No.
You mean to go to work?
No, a hall pass to go outside and physically have an interaction with another person.
Unless we're talking about a school and you need a hall pass to go to the bathroom, absolutely the hell not. My viewpoint. This is not anything that anybody else has to do. It's not to shame anybody that wants to give away a hall pass. My personal observation to those scenarios, and I'm not saying it's all, but I think involving anyone else into a relationship has a higher chance of going wrong. Mm-hmm. Not to say it always goes wrong, but I think you increase the chances of conflict. Yeah. Maybe with the person you choose, maybe someone feels a way afterwards. I feel like that is too unpredictable. And I feel like it gives a higher chance of a situation. Or I think Monyetta has said in an interview with House of Aaron that Ne-yo wanted multiple.
Yeah.
See. So in our next story, that kind of is what I'm going to. People want multiple times, multiple things to do it. I just think it you know what? I had saw this on Ace Metaphor Conversations tonight. Somebody, they have like this live little podcast and different
I got the app. I pay for the app. They so good.
I got the app, right?
Yeah, I got it.
That's the only reason why I watch it, because I really think Trip Fontaine is manifesting me as well. So, with that being said, there was a woman that had came to the mic, and she had said that at one point her and her husband had got into had sex, and her fantasy was for someone to watch. And because that happened, he then wanted, well, no, they had a threesome. He wanted a threesome with another guy. He allowed it. And now he wants to watch her without him participating. And she felt the way. And see, that's what I mean. When you start opening up Pandora's box to different things, you never know how far it goes. And so I personally feel like it just increases chances. It doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean with proper communication and boundaries it doesn't work. I just think it can possibly increase the chances of disaster. How about you? You giving that hall pass?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not even as deep as you say. Like everything you said is very profound and is very true. I'm a jealous bitch. I'm not sharing nothing. It's not happening. I'm not going to knowingly share you. And then I'm not going to not knowingly share you. So I'm the chick that leaves when they I'm the chick that says no to threesomes. And speaking of threesomes, let's talk about Monyetta. Monyetta recently did an interview where she mentioned her ex, Ne-yo, and threesomes. I thought it was weird that, not necessarily weird, because I understand that she has an ex that's a famous, singer, songwriter, but you're married now. Why are we still talking about Ne-yo? But anyway, here is the interview.
It might have been
educate me. He was cheating.
He wasn't ready.
Okay.
So yeah, we cheated together, if that makes sense. And then it just wasn't enough. And I was like, well, no, I didn't sign up to do this every day.
We cheated, so you cheated.
No, baby. I mean, like we did things together. So it's not cheating if you're involved with it.
Oh.
Yeah, like a little.
Okay.
Hey y'all, she classy, but she got the other side.
Okay.
When she want it.
A lady in the street.
Whatever it's gonna be. Yeah.
And
maybe.
whatever in the street.
Maybe. Hi.
Wow.
Anyway, so no, but like honestly, I'm just very multifaceted, and that's where I was at that time. But it's became a problem when you want that, a lot. Like maybe I'll give you maybe twice a year, but or
it's like
3 times. But it's like
too much for you.
Yeah, it was too much. I'm like, oh, if you want that, you don't want me. It was making it seem like I'm not enough. And
wow.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I grew up with a loving father, thank God, and a loving mother. So, I know my self-worth, even though we can lose it because, baby, I lost myself after, the breakup and, having kids, because my parents, before she passed, they would have been married for 50 years, and that's all I saw. So that's all I wanted, and so I was devastated.
So yeah, they definitely asked her the question. You see the very beginning of the clip, which is cut off, but he says, so Ne-yo cheated in the relationship. And she's like, he wasn't ready. We cheated together, type of thing. I just feel like, okay. And I don't know what you think, Karma, but when I said like, why are we still talking about Ne-yo? Monyetta is a new married woman. She's on the Housewives and she's showcasing her new marriage. When do we stop talking about Ne-yo? When do we say, that was in my past, because you wrote a book. Didn't she say they co-parent and everything is good now? She did the whole thing that Swiss Beef's ex-wife did, came out and said, we're good. It's no beef, whatever. So how about I'm not in that stage of my life no more. It just didn't work out, but we have amazing kids and, check out the past. I'm in the movie. Like, when do we let Ne-yo go?
Well, I think because she's now on Roa and being reintroduced to some people that may not know Monyetta, right? I think this is kind of like a protocol where, people are going to kind of bring this situation back up and ask you, what's going on. I would say after this season, like after she's wrapping up these interviews, if she can still continues to talk about Ne-yo moving forward, then I see it. But I kind of gave that a pass, no pun intended, because I understand that she's on a different platform and people may want to know and people may not know the details. And so they're now trying to ask questions about her past all the way to current situation. So I think this is kind of normal because, like I said, she's new to reality TV from my understanding, and this just kind of comes with the territory. People are going to kind of ask you about your past.
It gave me Courtney.
After this, she need to wrap it up.
Talking about Bryce when you and Bryce ain't together.
No,
like, Ne-yo was married to Crystal. He done made 30 million kids. Like, I just, as the new husband, how does it feel that she's still talking about Ne-yo? Like, who cares? You left him. You're divorced. Well, you didn't even get married, but it's over. It's like the Erica thing. Because I'm not new to Monyetta. And maybe that's why I've heard Monyetta.
Right. That's why I'm saying you're not new to Monyetta, but just like I knew Drew Sidor played in Step Up, we have to, like, people got to go back and give a story so people know what they do or who they are, because they are introducing themselves and what they do. So I'm not really pressed. Now, Courtney is different because her co-parenting is to a 25-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bryce should have never touched our screens. With Ne-yo, she didn't even talk about Ne-yo on Roa. People are asking her about Ne-yo as they are getting to know who Monyetta Shaw is in interviews because she's a friend to the show. So really, she's just going over an account of history of, yes, I dated Ne-yo. We had this, we had that. I'm married now. I do, dancing. I was a choreographer. I did radio. She's going through who is Monyetta Shaw, which is a little bit different. That's a part of her story. What Courtney gave us was some bullshit in my Candy voice. What she said was some bullshit.
I guess I'm thinking about myself like 10 years from now, right? If people are going to ask me about like my ex-husband, am I going to have to be like, oh yeah, in our marriage, this one happened. And, like, don't worry about that. I'm not married to him no more. Like, that's kind of, where my mind is at.
Yeah, they're gonna ask you that. Like, I guess it depends on your sector, right? She's now as a personality,
right?
But yes, you wrote a book about 10 ways of, that would be an appropriate question to say. Have you been married? What is your take on relationships? Have you been in relationships? How did you work that out? Yes, that question would be appropriate to ask you about your past marriage. Now, how much you want to divulge and how you want to keep it cute,
I think that's
is up to you, but yes, I think that's an appropriate question.
I think that's the thing for me too, my answer. And I do feel like you can definitely see that she's limiting what she gives us, because if you look up Monyetta in old interviews, she gave us a lot of interviews on Ne-yo, especially when she was upset. There's a lot you can find out about her. She definitely was not quiet. But to know about the threesomes and stuff, like, why are we talking about that? Like, whatever. But anyway,
that's something. But again, I didn't see the whole interview. She asked if, he asked if they cheated. I don't know. And considering that she is in the past, and the past is about a threesome, I mean, it is a good segue if you wanted to promote the movie.
And that's the thing. Maybe it was a movie promotion thing. But okay, so just speaking of threesomes, I was having a conversation after I watched that. And like I said, no hall passes. I am not a threesome girl. So last week on my Facebook, people was talking about threesomes. Like, this was like, I don't know why, but I just kept saying threesomes. I kept saying it. And guys was like, do you wear condoms during threesomes, right? Like with the other person. And dudes was like, nah, like if I got to wear a condom, I ain't going to do it. Like, why would I have to wear a condom? And I was like, well, shouldn't you wear a condom if it's a stranger? Like, are they coming with STD papers to make sure they clean? And they was like, well, why would you have it with a stranger? Like, so they don't double back and go back to the bitch again. What do you mean? Why you want a stranger? Like, you want me to get one of my homegirls to have a threesome? Like, I was just trying to understand the whole concept of threesomes. So,
I think now I have not participated in a threesome. I feel like my ship has. I wanted to do a threesome, but I can't do it while in a relationship. So I guess my ship has probably sailed, but I still toy with the thought sometime. But I will say this. I think your not understand is just simply because it doesn't align with something you would do.
Right.
Whether you wear a condom or not is between the three people involved, and hopefully they would be knowing each other's status if they choose to go into that route. Number two, if they decide to be familiar, again, that is a boundary setting that if it works and they like it, we love it. Those things they look different for individuals. And as long as it works for those group of people, it's really nobody's business to judge it, because if you don't like it, nothing they say is gonna work for you. If they said we're gonna use a condom and a stranger, then it's gonna be like, a stranger. If it's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just keep going because you're not for it. But if you're in that community, it absolutely makes sense. However it goes, it makes sense, because those conversations should be being had between those partners of what they want and what they want to look for. A lot of men allow the women to choose, so that they're the most comfortable in it. And some women like for their man to choose and get turned on by what they're turned on with. So it just depends in that type of world. I don't sex kink shame or whatever. So I don't really give a damn. But I personally can't do it when I'm in a relationship. So I don't know. Cause I would love Candi and Trip Fontaine to, I would love to do them both. You know what I'm saying? Together. I think that would be amazing. But considering I want to be in a relationship with both, I don't know. Maybe I'm poly. I'm not really sure. I guess poly for the right people. I'm not sure what I don't know. I don't know, because I'm a little jelly too. So I don't know what I'm doing. But for them, I'll make an exception.
So I am very territorial and very jealous. I don't like to share. I don't like to share.
How far are we going? So can a current boyfriend be friends with an ex?
What you mean be friends?
You heard what I said. Can you be friends? You know what friends are. Maybe they check in from time to time. Maybe they may catch up and have lunch. Maybe they just have a well-going relationship where they can call each other and say, hey, I'm just checking in on you. How you been? How's Candi? How's everything going? Wonderful. My dude is going cool. Do y'all all want to go out to eat? Do you want to do like friends? They're not effing, just friends. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as I know about it.
Or do they have to cut off anybody?
No.
So they can be friends with anybody they used to have sex with, or is that a boundary for you that says
no? It's not a boundary unless the person is inappropriate. As soon as they step over that inappropriate line, gotta cut it off. It's a no. Because I can remain friends with exes, right? So I'm not going to put something like some guidelines on someone that I, like, because I'm gonna have to cut my friends off too, right? I can't just be like, cut all them girls off, and then I gotta cut all my, guy friends off. So that's not it for me. But I'm not physically sharing my man with anybody. Like, so whether he's cheating, hall pass, like whatever, like I'm not willingly doing that, and I'm not going to sit in a room and watch you get physical with another person. Like, I'm not.
So your jealousy just comes into the physical.
Yes, my love language, my top love
inappropriate in any way.
My top love language is physical touch. You can't get nobody that but me. That's where the possessive go for. I'm not upset with you being friends, checking in how you doing, as long as it's not inappropriate. I don't mind that stuff. I'm not like super insecure or jealous or got issues like that. But if it gets inappropriate, the flirting is like, hey, nigga, I don't. We ain't doing that. Anything that you can't do, don't do.
I could be a tad bit territorial at times. I try to do it in a gangster way. I can be a tad bit territorial as well. But I think it comes from how much I trust the person, and the more that I kind of establish that trust in, a lot of those things go. And then when I'm in full trust mode, it's out of sight, out of mind. Like I'm not looking for, like, I'm completely comfortable where if you telling me you're going to lunch with an ex to catch up, I really wouldn't care. Because I trust that you know how to govern yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it just depends on where the relationship is, how new it is, how you move, all of those types of things. But yeah, I can definitely scream out my man for sure.
I'm a my man. Thank you to my man. That's my man. My man.
Thank you to my man.
All right, y'all. We about to go, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Did y'all know that men in their late 30s are still out here denying that they're giving out oral sex? They are in their late 30s saying, "Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that." In their late 30s. I call cap on all of it. I was going back.
Saying that? Who said that? In my Portia voice. Who said that?
I was going back and forth with somebody on Facebook about that, and he said that. He said he's selfish when it comes to sex. He likes to get head, but he don't give head. He also said that he pays for everything. So he pay all the bills. He pay to get her hair done, pay for the kids stuff. He pay for going out to eat, for trips and all that kind of stuff. But he don't give head. That ain't his thing. But I was like, but okay, if you say so. I didn't know that men were still denying it in their 30s. Like, I thought we were adults now. But okay. And I told him I was gonna give him a shout out because I had never heard such a thing.
So he's saying he don't do it with everybody, or he don't do it at all.
He said he's only done it with his ex-wife, and it would be very rare. She would tell you he doesn't do that.
So he's had girlfriends since his ex-wife, and they don't receive that treatment. So he holding oral out for the wife.
No, he doesn't.
Is that what he's doing?
That's not his thing. But he will pay for stuff.
That's not his thing. Well, all right. I wonder how's that been successful for him? Because there are women who don't like oral sex.
Right. And that's what you need to do. Get with the woman.
So hopefully he's still those type of women.
Again, I told you I'm physical touches.
Yeah. Because listen, the craziest. Well, there's somebody for everybody. That's what they say on the street. So there are women who do not like, oral sex, and so I'm sure they have met. Hopefully, those two people have met in the universe, and that has worked for them.
You can't smell everybody's flowers.
So you can't smell everybody's flowers, and I understand that. But like I said, hopefully he has found that tribe of women.
Right. Just speaking on Julie and Karma.
There's women who don't give head either.
There are, but we're speaking on Julie and Karma.
Hopefully they meet together in the middle.
And as Julie and Karma, if we're having a my man, then he's gonna have to smell the flower and taste it too. Okay.
Oh, my man, no, I'm nasty. My man, no. I don't have 4 kids for no reason.
Oh, come on, Karma.
It goes down. It goes down for sure.
It goes down in the Karma household. Okay.
It's very limited rules.
Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Make sure y'all come back Wednesday. I think we got reunion show, right? So part 1, Housewives reunion, and then Hot Topic.
Is that this weekend? Part 1 is this weekend.
Is what was weekend?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
The reunion this weekend. Thank you for reminding me, girl. I would have went to bed. Okay, cool. I thought it was the next weekend. I thought they gave us a bye week.
I'll check to confirm.
But that works.
We'll be back. If we don't have a reunion, we'll
okay.
probably come back and do another Am I the Asshole or something, and then Thursday we'll give you guys the show. So we'll see you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.